and welcome into the SFA Season 13 BearCave games. It has been a very long and very hard off-season, but we got it done and we are here. We're ready to rock and roll. We've already seen some crazy games posted already. Let me know if you can hear me before we get started. Brand new UI, brand new logos, brand new Twitch emotes in the Twitch chat if you want to check those out or test them out. Everything's back. We had our first user champion. Everything's after Buffalo, and we are ready to rock and roll. As always, welcome. This is the SFA. It's an online dynasty ran entirely through Discord, so you do not need the game. You can coach a team, set the depth chart, set the playbooks, recruit. You can play server games like Pick'ems and BearCave. You can. We have a fully functional CC sportsbook. We have fantasy football. Everything in between, fantasy football. So if that sounds like fun, feel free to join. Also, we are affiliated, so there are ads. So feel free to drop a Twitch Prime. It's free if you link your account. And any and all revenue that's made through this channel goes to you guys in the form of a national championship trophy and care package. You guys saw what Pinhead just got in the mail. I'll send it to you if you're able to win it all. It's going to be a great season, and here we go. If you do, for any of the subs, check out the new updated Twitch emotes. They are ready to go for the season, and yeah, we are ready. How about that Ohio State upset? They've lost 4 times in a row now. Yes, sir, Ron, we have fully updated CPU logic. Let me go through that. As always with the new season, I changed the sliders a little bit. Last year, I felt like QB accuracy was a little bit too high when we're watching games. Oftentimes we'd see guys have perfect completion percentages going into the second half or the fourth quarter, and that's just not realistic, so I bumped it down a little bit. Also, huge shout out to the revamp team, as they not only have given us access to a 12-team playoff, which we are using this year, but Deer Whisper, I believe is his name. Huge shout out to that guy. He's edited the files and edited the gameplay to fix some of the CPU logic. So the main points that are fixed that we are using is kicking logic. Hopefully, distance is corrected. In Watch Party, we did see that come into play a little bit. End of half scenarios with timeouts. We haven't really seen that quite yet. Offensive and defensive playing calling has been updated, as well as the CPU actually calls audibles now. And finally, the offenses actually know the situation, so they'll run like a 4-minute offense, or they'll hurry it up when they're down, and they might be a lot more aggressive or conservative based on the sliders you guys have inputted for your playbooks. So it's going to be a crazy season. Nobody knows what's going to happen. That's what you love to see. And yeah, here we go. Let's get this graphic out of the way. As always, I plug Patreon as well. If you guys want more content or you just want to support us, feel free. There's tons of different things that you get. And our game day, which is coming up right after the stream, is going to be Georgia Tech taking on ECU, making their ACC debut against East Carolina. So that will be a fun one as well. But we're going to get on into it here. If you guys don't know how we do BearCave, is the 10 best games of the week that aren't game day. We quick sim. We watch how the game plays out, and then if the game is close within 1 score at the end of the game, we'll jump in and watch the gameplay. So it's going to be really, really fun here, and lots of coins and stuff on the line. If you guys want to update us, I don't have it open because I haven't used the TC algo to set over-unders yet, so we'll see what happens. But enough waiting. We'll keep you guys going. We are going to start out in the Mountain West in a big-time matchup. Now, you guys might say, why is this game on? Well, let me tell you, there's some big transfer portal ads for UTEP. Wyoming has a brand new quarterback, and I always try to get a mixture on the BearCave graphics, not just the 10 best games. It's, it's all from around the country. So UTEP and Wyoming, if wind is here, let me know, or I don't see either of these coaches here, but if you are, let me know so that you can choose the coin toss. but I don't think so. So I always just go with the away team. So we're taking on the UTEP Miners, who got a running back, Austin from LSU in the transfer portal. They got Tamir Lovelace, the SFA quarterback from Texas Tech. And they also got the wide receiver from Cincinnati, Parrish. So here we go, though. It's going to be the debut of Jamie Breckenridge over in Wyoming after the Andre Warfield era was less to be desired. Major disappointments for Coach Wynn, hoping this new era will help him out in a big-time mountain game here to get us started. New Mexico lost to Tennessee, Utah State lost to BYU, and Colorado State got a win. So congrats on the new Colorado State coach. One of the coolest stadiums in the game. Here we go. Don't DM me, just put them in the chat so people can remind me. And there's Jamie Breckenridge in the pregame huddle. Got Perry Potts. All right, War Memorial Stadium. Here we go. First streamed game of the year. Oh, man, it feels like Christmas morning. Where will this season take us on a new 12-team playoff? I don't see any coach here, so heads and kick is always the call if you do not show up. And we are off here in Season 13, baby. First quarter on their way, and who's going to score first? It's going to be UTEP with a touchdown. Wyoming, no score quite yet. And UTEP, oh boy, is this the UTEP year? Is the transfer portal? Oh boy, at halftime we got a 3-score lead now for UTEP. Come on, Wind, can you battle back? Jamie Breckenridge, do something. All right, they got a score there. Oh, man. So the first game, it looks like Coach Wynn still having problems with the offense. Remember, oh, man, how do you not score there? And a quick score, a 70, or wait, what is that? A 2-yard pass to Parrish. Oh, boy. Wyoming, what is happening here? No defense to speak of. And that's going to be the game. So the first game of the season is a bit of a blowout. UTEP gets it done against Wyoming. Let's see how it got done. So Hayford decided to start, or I guess play the game. Looks like Tamir Lovelace probably got hurt, or the game just wanted to be dumb and put him in. But hey, it worked out. They got a big play to Burke, but that's about it. Oh man, UTEP, baby. Yeah, oh my, so Lovelace played one snap and got hurt on the play, it looks like. And then Hayford comes in and throws 5 touchdowns. That's gotta hurt. Fred Austin, the transfer from LSU. Parrish got 2 touchdowns in his debut. And then, I don't think they got anybody in the transfer portal on defense, but they got a pick. And what did our boy Wyoming do? Jamie Breckenridge, his first game, he got 3 interceptions. 46 completion percentage, not the start you want to see. Perry Potts did his thing, but oh, bae. And then Afruz didn't really get involved. And on defense, Ryan Bates, Pud Foxtail on his debut, got a sack, but oh, man, not the best start here for Wyoming. Is this going to be another tough year for the Cowboys? All right. So 1 game down, and we move on. I always got to get my screenshot right here for the post later. Remember, I post all the games after they are done. So it looked like everyone knew the season was starting but Wyoming. And now we move on to game number 2. Now we're headed to the Sun Belt, And this is going to be the debut of Joshua Dubs. So I know Florida man's here. Let me know heads or tails, kick or receive. Going against CJ Irons, choke job Irons. Is this finally his year? Oh yes, the Islanders. Tails and kick. Look at that offense for Coastal. They've got AJ Samuel, Donovan Swanson. This is going to be a tough game for UCF. But if their defense can show up and Dubs can have a clean pocket, they should be fine. The problem with Joshua Dubs is that he's a tree trunk. He doesn't move. So we will see what happens. Here we go on the turf. What is that? Turquoise turf. Coastal's very quietly building a great defense. He got 2 linebackers from recruiting. He also has Quintarius Durrett corner getting better as well. So there's DeMar Moon. So this is a sneaky good team. Some very good skill position players. They definitely could be taking over the Sun Belt. All right, tails and kick here for Florida man. And he loses the toss, but he's going to receive anyways. And here we go. Sun Belt action on the way, week 1, and Coastal starts out with a touchdown. They go up 14-zip here early. Can UCF mount a drive? They got Parker, and they've got Joshua Dubs. There it is. They are staying. Oh, man. You got to stop. There you go. That was huge. Getting a touchdown before halftime, putting this as a 1-possession game. Plenty of time left for UCF. Oh, man. Maybe we spoke to... Wait a second. This game might be on steroids. Here we go. They're still there. They push it to a 4-point game, so this is when I start going slower. We go 1 play at a time, but we will not jump in until it is under 2 minutes. So here we go. Coastal, they have the ball, and they score a tutty. A 52-yard bomb from CJ Irons. All right, UCF, you've got to score here for us to watch. You're down multiple scores. Oh, big plays for Dubs. He gets sacked, and that's his problem. And, oh, the field goal is no good for UCF. Heartbreak, and now Coastal can just run out the clock, and there it is. Oh my God, UCF had a chance to be in it, and they just couldn't. And look at AJ Samuel in his debut. 5 touchdowns. Oh man, making an early case for AJ Samuel to be SFA Player of the Year, at least on the watch list, as you got Dubs throwing a couple touchdowns. All right, his first game of his season. Hey, Florida man, you got to take that. That is a fantastic stat line against Coastal. 3 touchdowns and interception. You would like a little bit more completion percentage, maybe some more yards, but you got to be happy with that. Parker doing his thing. Probably the defense was the problem. Let's take a look. Yeah, I mean, no extracurriculars, as I like to say, from this defense. And, kicking, obviously, you got to hit your field goals. And here he is, CJ choke job Irons. Didn't do it today. Beautiful job for him. But look at AJ Samuel go. 172 yards, 5 average, 4 touchdowns, and then added 5 receptions, 48 yards, and a tutty through the air. If you had him in fantasy, you might be cooking. And remember, guys, if you play fantasy football this year, you are playing for coins, and the pot for whoever wins this week is actually $11,000. We got 11 submissions, so we'll see who wins. DeMar Moon, decent. Percy Lockhart in his debut. Dino Laverne, love to see it. And then Quintarius Durr, and they didn't have to attempt to kick. All right. Yeah, I try to avoid betting on I tailed Mike's because, you know, whatever. He is like I don't know. He has like a spidey sense when it comes to picking games, but I try to avoid placing bets early in the season, so we just don't know anything about these teams yet. But Coastal gets the dub. All right, and we are moving on here. And this is going to be a fun one. Oh, man, I'm so excited for this game. Oklahoma State taking on TCU. I saw Sved in the chat earlier. Let me know heads or tails, kick or receive, as you are the away team. Man, you got the 5-star freshman quarterback, and you've got TCU, who dominated the transfer portal, probably has the craziest offense, at least on paper this year. So let's hope it translates. Tails and kick for Sved. Here we go. This is a 7-point spread for TCU. They got that number 25. Kind of all the hype. Is TCU for real here? Is the combo of Speedy Gonzalez and Darius Hayward-Bay, the 99 speed and the 98 speed on the outside, is that going to translate? He also now has 2 really good linebackers. He got the transfer from Nevada, and then he also has 2 really good safeties. He has Roscoe Cherry, and he has Kane Chambers. They're really the only threat in this division for Baylor this season. I mean, I was not impressed by Fink in Kansas. I'm sorry, I'll say it. That 1-point win or whatever it was wild. But here we go. We got Stequavius Gates. Wooly, I know he put so much money on him. CC Sportsbook about to ruin Wooly's life. We got Mango versus Sved. Can Sved finally get a couple of wins here? He's been a loyal coach to this team for a couple of seasons. Has a healthy amount of SFA talent. It's time to put it together. Maybe make a bowl game. All right, and he said tails and kick. Here we go. Stequavius Gates against JT Redwine. Think you can't tell me that you're confident in Bryson Shant after that game, as TCU gets a field goal to start it out and a 10-point lead. All right, not much happening here in the first quarter, especially for Oklahoma State, but here comes a drive. They only get 3, and TCU extends the lead. Wooly is feeling good at halftime. Will it change? Oklahoma State, what's happening? Put together some offense. We need some touchdowns here. Oh, man, TCU putting together a big-time day here at home, and it doesn't look like it's coming to fruition. But, hey, they got a touchdown at the end. That's all that matters. We take those. Remember, freshman year with a quarterback is definitely tough. Lloyd gets a touchdown. Fleming gets a touchdown. No touchdowns to Gonzalez or Darius Hayward-Bay, but that's all right. They'll take a dub. All right, how did Gates do in his first game? 42 completion percentage. He got sacked 5 times. Touchdown and interception. Not the greatest. He had 4 rushes for 7 yards, but keep in mind that it counts those sack yardage. Really not an impressive showing on offense. Kind of suffocating for TCU. That's actually a really good sign for them. And on defense, Leonard Akana. Don't see anything from Deuce Withers. What did he do? Nothing. What are these guys doing? All right. Kicking. All right, JT Redwine, how did he do it? The completion percentage not as good. All right, the new running back taking over for Joshua Hilton, Steven Sutton. Really good day for him. And Darius Hayward-Bay got over 100. Speedy only got 3 catches. That's all right. He averaged 20.3. The speedsters definitely putting on a show. And the defensive side, let's see, 2 sacks. Yeah, it was all sacks. Cornelius Day had 4 tackles. Lots of tackles for loss here. And Renner Hornbeak didn't have to do anything. Roscoe Cherry didn't have to do anything. Kane Chambers didn't have to do anything. So, very, very good opening day showing for TCU. All right, so BearCave starting out. I mean, we had some crazy games in the sim. Haven't really had any crazy results or close games quite yet. No shocking results, I don't think. Maybe you think UTEP's a little bit shocking. I thought that game was pretty split down the middle. So we've had UTEP win the push game. We had Coastal cover, and we had TCU cover. Now it's time. Oh boy, here we go. Coach MZ making his debut against the Fighting Irish, number 10. They made the semifinal last year. Two independent teams. If you're here, MZ, let me know so you can pick heads or tails, kick or receive. But if you're on Patreon, you know I am high on this Army team. And we really don't know much about Notre Dame. They dropped a little bit because they lost Bart Rogers. They lost Thad Mooney. A lot of their SFA talent on the backside. So we really don't know. Is this going to be a Notre Dame team that's going to make a push for the playoff again? Or are they going to kind of fall back into the years past when they're almost there? But we've got rain here in Notre Dame. That favors the needle in Army's direction. Army coming in a 7.5 point dog. I think I'd be hammering the Army live line right now. All right, here we go for Army. Heads and kick as always if you don't show up to the stream. And we are off here in South Bend. And it's a pretty even match, but Army Notre Dame responds immediately. Army goes up 7 again, and Notre Dame responds, but Army, 7 points. There they go. They're up 2 scores here at halftime on the road. Oh, man, is Army the team? Julian Kemp, the 90-plus overall quarterback. They take a 3-score lead. Notre Dame just can't score. There's TJ Sanderson, the SFA player. They take a 20-point lead now. They take they're settling for a lot of field goals, but is another top 10 team going down here. And it looks like it. There it is. 40-17, running them out of the house. Ruddy Rogers opening it up. Lauren Robertson getting a 98-yard kickoff return. Ruddy Rogers getting 3 tutties. And lots of field goals in between. Holy smokes, what a game for Army. Coach MZ. Julian Kemp, obviously nothing through the air. And on the ground, 185, 3 tutties. And I think Yarkis submitted Ruddy Rogers last second for tutty tally. And look at him go. That's going to be an insane amount in fantasy football. What a last-second pick. Yeah, here we go, the military schools. TJ Sanderson, the SFA player freshman, leading the receiving. Buzz Modella getting 3 pancakes. And on defense, Kenzo Carter. Didn't have to really do anything. The 6'5 player. Scooter Burdette, the transfer from Iowa State. And not much else, but really you didn't need much else. Field goal kicker doing his thing, the 68 overall freshman. And Notre Dame led by David Smith is their guy now. Kind of a shell of their former self. You didn't see Peter Woods. He got a tutty, but he didn't do much else. Really disappointing showing at home. Donnie Donowitz, he did his thing, but unfortunately they couldn't get this defense going. I mean, stopping the run is really difficult in the rain especially. So Notre Dame goes down. So we have 2 top 10 teams going down here. No gameplay yet in Season 13. We've just had a bunch of blowouts here on the left side of the bracket. That's all right. That just means that we're prime time for a 4 overtime game somewhere later on. As Army gets... I think that's probably the shocker of the year so far, considering we've seen Michigan beat Notre Dame, or beat Ohio State here. And Ohio State's on a 4-game losing streak now. All right, it's about that time. It's a Sicko's Game of the Week. If you are new to the stream, that means it is prediction time. And we got Penn State and we got West Virginia, Coach Hud. So we're going to do a one on Penn State's transfer portal additions. Is Shorts going to score a touchdown? The new running back transfer from Georgia. Will he score a touchdown? Doesn't matter if it's on the ground, through the air, on a kickoff. Will he score a touchdown? You guys got 1 minute. Get your Bob and us out. Here we go. First prediction of the season. Remember, you can use those. You can redeem them to pick BearCave. You can pick game day. You can, if you want to come on and commentate a BearCave with me, you definitely can. And here we go. Penn State at West Virginia. This is going to be a fun one. I think Penn State's really good this year. They're ranked number 23 in the preseason. Man, he's thinking West Virginia shuts Penn State out. All right, Penn State coach, if you're here, I don't believe so. But if you're here, let me know heads or tails, kick or receive. Otherwise, I'll go with HUD. And HUD, let me know heads or tails, kick or receive. I think a lot of people probably going yes with that prediction. On my screen, for some reason, it's not letting me see when it runs out, so let me know when that prediction does run out so I can go into the game. Oh, now I see it. Okay, it's out. All right. Here we go. All right, West Virginia. Can his first year, he played well above expectations. I think his win total was like 3 or 4 on the over-unders, and he shattered it. I think 8 wins or something. So it is time for West Virginia. Javon Campbell. That's not their starter. Sorry, buddy. It's Kennard Short. And here we go. All right, so no choice here for West Virginia, and we are off here in the first quarter of the Sicko's Game of the Week, the first one of the season, and West Virginia gets a quick score. Penn State responds. Remember, they have Dudley Steele as well from Tennessee, and a no score. Watch out for West Virginia. They have Richie Boots, the starting freshman corner, and they take a 2-score lead over Penn State. Has HUD everything he's been preaching about Eddie Lacy and Moonshine? Is he for real? As he keeps the 2-score lead as we head to the fourth quarter? Can Penn State respond? No! Kennard Short is short of the line to gain. West Virginia, they go to 3 scores. Oh, but Penn State, watch out. They had a quick one there. All right, they punted. Is Penn State going to come back? Oh, some big plays, and they score! We are within 1 score, the first gameplay of the season, an onside kick for Penn State. Are they going to get it? Oh! Players disappearing on the field. But they get the ball. All right, 3 timeouts left for Penn State. And oh, here we go. We've got a visual glitch here, and yep, okay. So we know what happens with the visual glitch. Unfortunately, that game is voided. We know what happens with the helmets. The blue square making its name known here today. That happened to Ron against Eastern Michigan a while back. So here we go. I got to restart my game. Warning for your headphones. It might be a little loud here in a second. As the game loads. I mean, it's the blue square at doing its thing. seen that glitch here in, we haven't seen that glitch in 3 seasons, I think, so. They always love to hate on us week 1. Alright, here we go. We're going to go back into that game. If it happens again, we'll have to just sim past it. Big 10 here. Penn State, West Virginia. Here we go. All right, can West Virginia do it again? And Penn State starts out with a touchdown. Oh boy, now it's going the other way. But West Virginia gets a score here. And they tie it up. So a tie ball game here going into the fourth quarter, or into the third quarter. Still a tight ball game. Penn State takes the lead. They're kind of controlling this game. They go up 2, score 3 scores. Oh no, here we go. West Virginia getting the blue square jinx. But can they score here? No, they don't. And another tutty for Penn State. Oh, the disaster. And that is unfortunately the game. And here we go. Kennard Short did score a touchdown, so he is going to say yes to the prediction. 88% of you guys putting money on that, so not much of a payout there. Penn State, Dudley Steele started popping off, and Kennard Short a 75-yard run. Oof. So Nobles. Dudley Steele in his first game as a true starter. Oh, baby, looking good. Kennard had a big day as well. 200 yards, 2 touchdowns. Some really good running backs coming up through the pipelines. And on defense, Dallas Dobbs, the SFA player. All right, there you go. Tough there. That's the blue square at work. The SFA gods did not want West Virginia winning that game. They gave you the pointy helmets. All right. So now we're going on to the Patreon game of the week. We got South Carolina and we got Appalachian State. So this is the Patreon choice. They chose the game and they chose the spread. Surprised they went with a spread with App State as a +3 favorite. So I know Mark's not here, but Zach, let me know heads or tails, kick or receive. Or just kick or receive. You are at home. Here we go. Scar, I thought would be a favorite coming into this game, but everybody's loving the loving App State. So we'll see the new look offense. Flynn Saunders, he has a new number. He's number 1. And all right, a quick touchdown for App State. Looking good, but they give up a tutty there. the question is, are they going to be able to score with South Carolina? Because we know their defense can't get a stop, and it doesn't look like it. South Carolina takes a 13-point lead into halftime. Coach Zach facing his former team, and South Carolina putting it up. But App State, they can make a comeback here. Only down 2 scores. There it is. They're down 6. We're going to go slow now. We're going to go one play at a time as App State has the ball. There's Dickens, there's Brock, and a run by Robertson. A penalty on the offense, and a Flynn Saunders throwaway, and he threw it away on 4th down as well. Oh, desperation time here for App State's defense, and they let up a touchdown. Of course, it's not within a score anymore, so they got to score again. Are they going to get it into the end zone? An interception by Flynn Sanders in the red zone might just put this game on ice as they just run out the clock. So App State loses. We got Robertson. John Cook did his thing. Donatello Perkins, the transfer from Kansas, taking a punt back 88 yards for Scar. Flynn Saunders got himself a run and a Julius Dickens touchdown. Flynn Sanders, he threw it 46 times. 50% completion percentage, a TD, got sacked a couple times. Couple rushes, he did get a touchdown. Not the worst day, but kind of a disappointing day for I don't know. John West did his thing. I was thinking Sonny West was the golden ticket, but yeah, I mean, you just didn't do his thing. You did get an interception by Matt Jack, the guy who got abused on special teams in our practice. But Lou Underwood, his first game, five tackles. And Coach Mark, his debut with South Carolina, comes out as a W. Todd Lawson, the redshirt freshman QB, playing well. Raymond Thomas doing his thing. And Donatello Perkins, the guy who got in the transfer portal. Dario Stoggins, the transfer from Tennessee, leading in receiving. And then on the defensive side, Cronin, you got a sack here from Pryor, an interception, another sack. Nicely done here from Coach Mark, getting a win in his first ever game. All right. And you know what that means? We're headed on to the right side of the bracket here in BearCave. I think Zach only won 2 games. I'm not exactly sure. All right, BearCave's flying by. We don't have any gameplay yet. That's all right. And we are now here for the defending national champions, the Buffalo Bulls, who have regressed in terms of roster. Pinhead, let me know, heads or tails, or kick or receive. It's just kick or receive. I'm sure he's caressing his trophy. If you want to check out the trophy, head to Instagram or check out the YouTube channel. He wants to kick if he wins. And here we go. The title defense starts now. How long can he maintain that number 1 spot? The defense did not really regress. The offense lost some key talent. It's raining here in Buffalo. But the big news is that Arch Manning is no longer the quarterback. It's Sean Hill. Will he be good enough for Pinhead? That is the question. One of the toughest divisions in the country. Clemson already got their W. NC State projected to finish last in the division. Buffalo projected to finish somewhere in the middle of the pack. Yes, and this is Buffalo's debut in the ACC. Them and ECU. both playing conference games today. Not changing, I'm not going into stadium editing and that sort of thing, so they're just going to pay homage to the MAC. But yeah, that is the question. Is Buffalo going to be able to hang? As I've said before, is that they did what you're supposed to do when it comes to progression. You win at your absolute peak, and then you kind of fall off a little bit once you get to the P5, right? So we'll see how it works. They have a lead here in the first quarter, and it's a 10-point lead. The defending national champions are blanking NC State 24-0, 31-0 at halftime. Is Arch Manning out there? What is going on? Is NC State really this bad? Oh my, 38-0. Can NC State even get on the board? Yes, they do. But a absolutely banger-hanging game here. But wait, NC State making a late push. Are they going to be able to do something here? I don't think so. It looks like time is just not on their side. But okay, long touchdown. We're now inside 2 minutes. It's a 16-point game. Anything can happen when it comes to the SFA. But Dale Shivers, the freshman, closes it out, and Buffalo gets the win, 38-22 in their ACC debut. Eric Decker got the first touchdown of the season. You got Graham Roth. Oh, Young, we don't know who Young is, but Calvin Tyrell doing his thing. Eric Decker again. And Kenneth Smith came in, it looks like, at the end. But Sean Hill, 5 touchdowns in his debut, 60%. Oh, my God. And Dale Shivers, the SFA freshman, 99 speed, coming in. I think he's 99 speed. He might be like 98. But, and then Omari Dunn as well, the power back. Eric Decker leading the charge, and everybody kind of doing their thing. And Hung Wong, the debut at left tackle, 14 pancakes. Sergio Lakiki gave up a sack. And Matt Allen here, 3 sacks for him, 2 sacks for Everett. And Billy Zoots did nothing. Andy Clapp got himself. And our cover athlete, Armani Campbell, 4 tackles today in his debut. And F.U. Billy Grant. All right. And let's check out NC State now. I don't think they have any SFA players anymore. This team made the playoff a couple of years ago. They even had the Heisman winner. Oh, yes, Colby Cobble in his senior year got 10 tackles, but couldn't will this team to victory. Thank God Buffalo's already ranked number 1, so we don't see him skyrocket in the rankings. But here we are. All right, players of the game. New look Buffalo looks mighty okay to me, at least in week 1. Next up, though, is a big-time game. We got LSU and we got Oklahoma. So, Sway, if you're here, let me know. Heads and kick. Yep, that's what you want. All right, taking on Oklahoma and potentially the debut of Shaquille Wild Goose and the BearCave reward player, Todd Honey, the tight end. There it is. Buffalo puts the ACC on notice. Okay. We shall see what happens this year, but Oklahoma, they've got all the hype surrounding their program. Number 8 in the preseason polls. LSU, new coach, not getting as much love. They were ranked in the top 10 last year, but this is one of the better divisions in the country, and there's already a shocker as Skook lost to Mississippi State. They got blown out. So it looks like maybe Texas A&M not living up to the hype. Now the question is Oklahoma going to live up to the hype? Or is it going to be Ole Miss again at the top? We got the Sooner Schooner out. And here comes Oklahoma. They haven't had really a great season since their days in matchup when they dominated with the Sam Bradfords and stuff. So we got heads and kick here for Coach Lama. And we are off here in the SEC. Oklahoma starts out with a 7-point lead. LSU does respond this one. And remember, we've got the debut of Gus McFeeters, Shaquille Wildgoose, so many star players on this Oklahoma team. It's going to be so fun to watch. And they score right before halftime, take a 10-point lead. Now, it might be commentator curse, but I had Oklahoma in the national championship on my natty pick. I also picked ECU, so take it with a grain of salt. But they are looking good so far, 38-14. Tons of unanswered points. No close games here on BearCave today. LSU gets one back. Can they finish it? Yes, they do. An 18-point win for Oklahoma at home. Harris started it out. Niebers, the million-dollar man for Llama, gets a touchdown on the opening quarter. But from there, that kind of was it. As Wild Goose gets a touchdown. And that's about it. Grant Davis, the first look. Honestly, not a bad day for Grant Davis. Run the ball. Ooh, the running game was not what you wanted that to be. Terrell Pryor, only 3 catches. And Deshaun Niebers, the Compton guy, $1 million man. 1 touchdown on 2 catches. And as we head, Ash Cookman, the freshman SFA player, got a sack, but that's about it. Mumu Bin Wadden didn't really do anything. Interesting. Now it's time to look at Oklahoma. Terrell Remmers, 5 touchdowns, 61% completion percentage. Hello, Terrell Remmers. Is he going to be a Heisman contender this year? In his debut, Gus McFeeters, 67 yards, 3.5 yards per carry. Shaquille Wildgoose got 2 carries. And through the air, Gus McFeeters did his thing. Shaquille got 3 catches. Todd Honey got 3. Cheddar Biscuits got 2. Everybody getting the ball. And on defense, how did it go? Streveler coming over from Florida in the transfer portal. JoJo Gates and Sendejo back from injury. Jay Phoenix and Shaquille Wildgoose only got 1 tackle. That's all right. Popping off. All right, are any of these games going to give us gameplay here in BearCave? This is going to be the shortest BearCave ever. This week 1, not a lot of upsets happening. I know we had one that got glitched out, but come on, let's see some gameplay, folks. I don't want to wait for my team. My team sucks. All right, and here we go. Next up is the coordinator game. Oh, boy. Iowa State and Logan Radke against Coach Flame. Flame, let me know your pick, or Logan, if you're here, you get priority. I don't know people's picks. It's way far back in chat. Let me scroll. Do I see Flame? Do I see Flame? Flame. Yeah, I don't see anything from Flame. Can somebody let me know what he picks? Heads or tails, kick or receive, or whatever? Alright, we're just going to go with traditional. I don't see anybody here. So, Iowa State taking on Illinois. You gave him 500K. And then, Logan, he's had a tough go about it. As a coordinator, he had all the hype in the world, got the 500K, and then he started losing. Now, they managed to get to a bowl game, get to that 7-win mark, and he got even a bonus. But then he left to Iowa State, hoping to have a really good roster, but none of the players wanted to play for him, and they all entered the transfer portal, and now he's kind of has like a Frankenstein roster. So we'll see what happens here with Logan. Can he compete against his former team? Illinois, this was almost BearCave, or almost game day. And Jamar Siggins, his debut. And Illinois starts out with a quick tutty. And they go up 14 early, 17 early. Can Iowa State respond? It doesn't look like it. All right, they get a touchdown. They get a stop. Can you get back within a score? Okay, big play. There we go. Only 6 points. Field goals get you back in these games. Here we go. Illinois, they go back up. Oh, 2 quick scores. It's a 20-point game here in the third quarter. In the fourth quarter, and Iowa State gets a quick one back. We know this team can score a lot in a hurry. Are they going to get back in it? And no, it doesn't look like it. It's a fumble. Steve Stackel on the recovery, the freshman linebacker. And Illinois, can they put this game away? Fourth down. It's still a 13-point game. And they missed the field goal. So 40 seconds left. If they get a big play, they have a chance. 4th and 12. They got to get something. It's a big play, but they're going to run out of time. And that's the game. 34-21. Illinois gets their revenge over Iowa State. Davis Holman, the SFA player, getting a touchdown. Williams, 83-yard run for ISU. Oh, my goodness. So Jamar Siggins in his opening game, the transfer away from Missouri, not impressive. 44% completion percentage, 2 interceptions. Yeesh. Johnny Williams doing his thing, but this team needs a lot of work, it seems. They need a lot of help at a bunch of different positions. It's going to be a rebuild now. But they do have Chaz Weber. They have Zadie Likes, Scumbag doing his thing, but not the best look here. An unfortunate start here for Logan. And if we take a look at Flame, like I said, he was under a lot of pressure coming into this season. He's yet to recruit a SFA quarterback at Illinois. He's been going with Tim Miles for a couple of years now. 4 TDs today. He's showing up. Boogie Toes in his debut. It looks like he might have gotten an injury as he only got 7 carries. And Eddie Royal and Davis Hallman now are the lead receivers there. And Pancake and Breastfeeder combined for 15 pancakes. And then you got Vince Wilfork on the defensive end. And Marshman, baby, the 3rd-string defensive tackle. Or no, I 4-started him, so he's the second guy. Combining for 21 tackles, 7 tackles for loss, and 2 sacks. Those are some beasts in the middle. Steve Stackel in his freshman year game. Bud Peeler as well. And the interception going to Vince Moore. Oh, man, what a game. That field goal was for the over. Oof. Well, it does matter. I'm sure somebody bet on it. These games are coming and going in quite the hurry here. As we only got one more game here before we head to game day. And it's Ole Miss and Georgia. It's a rematch of that SEC championship where Georgia got the better of Ole Miss. Can they do it again? Here we go. Ole Miss and Georgia. Georgia is the highest rated team in the nation once again. They got beat in the quarterfinal last year. Ole Miss as well. Both these teams, they got beat by ECU and Nebraska. Both teams looking to get back to the 12-team playoff. Ole Miss did lose quite a bit of players. Georgia as well through the transfer portal, but Ryan McBrien decided to come back for one last hurrah. Thank you, Florida Man, for the Twitch Prime ad. Remember, a Twitch Prime ad goes towards funding that next national championship trophy for one of you guys. The care package can only be as good as the support. So, also check out Patreon if you have not yet. Lots of stuff happening. And reminder is that after game day, the watch party game will be going live on the YouTube channel. If you want to watch Josh Gamara face UCLA, a couple hilarious plays in that game, and a debut at our new gameplay system. We've yet to see it today, but here we go. The SEC on their way. Georgia starts out with a touchdown, and they go out 14-0. Do they just have Ole Miss's number, or is this division just not as good as we thought? Okay, they respond 21-7 now. Ole Miss staying pat. Remember, they still have Matt Ryan. They still have Ronald Acuna, but Georgia's offense cannot be stopped. 35-42-14. They are dominating. 49. And that is going to do it here in the SEC. 49-14. They just take that fourth quarter off. Oh, baby. Massive game here. Ryan McBride. They let Ole Miss hang around a little bit, but then they just dominated. 28 points in a quarter is never good to see. Matt Ryan, 2 touchdowns, only 100 yards passing. This is a shell of their former selves. Nate Robinson, the preseason Heisman favorite, looks like he will be dropping out of that race quite quickly. He added some receptions, but no touchdowns really hurt you. And on defense, Clayton Sutherland, Miles Ricketts, the corner, and Kermit Scroat. They didn't really do anything other than a few tackles for loss. They did get 1 pick. And Georgia, they have Ryan McBride back. Not the greatest game, 66% completion percentage, pretty good. But, oh my, Randy McBride and Clark combining for 4 touchdowns. That is never good to see. They got an even split between their running backs and Cody Williams. This is largely the same starters we've seen. And on the defensive side, Bert Osborne is an SFA player. And then the debut of Khalil Reeves, he gets tackle for loss. Keelan Carroll, we've seen him. Didn't see anything from the other one. Who's the other one? Let's see if I see him. There's another defensive lineman. He looks like he's not starting. And no field goals attempted. Just 7 extra points. Oh, baby. All right. So I'm going to get the graphic here, and as is BearCave tradition, we're at the end. This is a very quick BearCave. We didn't see any gameplay. No games were within 1 score here in the final 2 minutes this week. That's all right. We've had games where all of them are, so an interesting week 1 to say the least here. As we got game day coming up, we got ECU versus Georgia Tech. Let me just get my graphic here. And as is BearCave tradition, we're going to go through the week 2 games, so look out. And if you guys want to submit your own top 25, you can under hashtag Coach Input Rankings. Those are due tomorrow night, and you can be added into the coaches poll. Meme polls and bad algo polls will not be added in as per usual. And we got Oklahoma Vandy next week, Tennessee, Georgia. We'll see if that is picked for game day. A couple other good games here. You got Utah, USC, Duke, Charlotte, and Kansas should be fun. Boston College and Buffalo, another big-time one. Rutgers, App State. Ole Miss, Texas could be good. Notre Dame, Michigan State's a fun out-of-conference game. Georgia Southern against Joshua Dobbs. And Florida State, Clemson, the rematch of that crazy play from last year already in week 2. Michigan, a big-time team, it seems, this year. Ohio State taking on Wisconsin could be good as well. A big-time win for Mushbrain over Oregon. You got seeing if Beavers can right the ship here. The debut for McNasty at Central Michigan. You got Arizona State and TCU. That will be a fun one. Washington. If you didn't see Rayshon Gloop's stat line, my God, that man is a savage. He came in for injury and had a debut of a lifetime. And we got Nebraska at Minnesota for sure. Going to be on BearCave. The Heisman, or the national championship game. Nebraska, their debut. And we got Arkansas and Arkansas State. So let's just make sure every game from week 1 is sim besides game day. Yes, sir, it is. So this VOD will be available later on tonight. For those of you who are new, the schedule, I post the sim games, you saw those. We do BearCave. This VOD will go up later on tonight, but I'm going to take about 5 to 10 minutes to get everything ready for game day, and we'll be right back here on twitch.tv/SFA Live. So thank you guys all for watching, and I'll see you guys in about 5 to 10 minutes.